What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here.
Rick in here.
And in today's video, we're going to break down the entire wholesale real estate process for beginners. We're going to break down exactly how to get started wholesaling real estate, how to make money in wholesaling real estate, and most importantly, when you're starting out, what you need to know and exactly the process. So if you are brand new, if your crazy uncle, brother, sister, aunt told you about wholesaling real estate, this is the perfect beginner's guide today on actually how to get started in this business. This is going to be really exciting. I think a lot of the beginners out here in wholesaling real estate can actually gain a lot from this. And we're really excited to break down everything you need to know about getting started in wholesaling real estate. Before we break it down, do me a big favor and smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment below. And we're going to break down everything about the wholesaling real estate process for beginners starting out. But before we get into it, you know what we got to do.
Let's do it.
We got to jack everyone up. We got to get everyone excited today to learn wholesaling real estate. So without further ado, let's get it. Woo!
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, and get the guy go. Time to wake up, bitch. Get up. Get up, bitch. Get up.
Snap.
Love that.
Let's get it, guys. So we're going to break down actually the wholesaling houses process, wholesaling real estate. We have so many new people that come in every single day on this channel, and they want to learn how to get started in wholesaling. So that's what we're going to do today. That's really what we're going to focus on, is getting started in wholesaling real estate, wholesaling houses. Before I break it down, let's answer the one question before we break it down. You know, the most common question I get asked from beginner or from people that don't know already: is wholesaling a scam?
I've heard that since like 2003. So it's there's a certain amount of people out there that if it sounds too good to be true, they put it in the scam kind of like the scam bucket, and it's just an easy way for people to discount. They go, I don't want to do that much hard work. I'm fine with it. Listen, you got to do your own research on stuff. But I'm here. I've been doing this 20 years. I'm going on 21 years. Obviously Zach's involved in the business. If it was a scam, I would have been called to the table by now. So let me dispel your myth. The scam is only if you don't want to do hard work, then yes, it is a scam. But the reality, I've been doing this 20 years plus, and I haven't found a better way to really get into real estate without starting with wholesaling. And to me, it is the fundamental principle of how to get started, how to acquire wealth, and how to get yourself financially free without a question.
It's true. So a lot of people are like, is wholesaling scams and not a scam? The honest truth, wholesaling is not a scam. Like, it's so funny because like every single time I get a real estate wholesaling check, guess who hands me the check?
Yeah.
An attorney, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's the biggest scam in the world because I have the attorney conspiring with me, the title company.
Yeah.
I have the law on my side. Guys, we have a book right here. This is a book, How Real Estate Fortunes Are Made. Okay. This book is from the 70s.
The pages are yellow in it.
The pages are yellow. This is talking about creative financing, wholesaling, real estate investing from George Bockel. Everyone's like, real estate investing, wholesaling. Guys, this has been done since the 70s. And he ain't a young fella. And he wrote this in the 70s. This has been being done since pretty much the 1900s, more or less, really when the banking industry came about. It became a lot easier. Who do you think are wholesaling? The big banks, the big corporations, all these type of people, and kind of wholesaling is its own little thing. Really, when you look at real estate wholesaling from a beginner's perspective, you're just having a finder's fee. And finder's fees have always been there, right? You get a good deal on like in the 1800s of like some nice gold or silver doubloons, or like hide skin or like beaver, like in the 1600s, old North America. Like there's always a finder's fee. And that is basically what we're doing in real estate wholesaling. We're finding houses and we're getting finder's fees for having good discounts on those deals. Every business, since pretty much the dawn of capitalism, you can go back to ancient Venice when they used to do like the Phoenicians and there's finder's fees. This is just the fundamental part of human nature. It's wholesaling.
Yeah.
You are literally just getting a finder's fee on finding a discounted good or service. We're not doing a discount on some sneakers. We're getting a discount on houses, which gives us a lot more money. So the honest truth is,
guys,
this business is done forever.
I picked this up actually at a property I bought. The guy had an entire book of like real estate, and it serves two purposes. Number one, this person had a box of such deep knowledge. It was insane. This was what date did we say this one's from?
70s.
Okay.
Right.
And what happens is it shows you like the information was amazing. It was still at people's fingertips in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Here's the difference. You can either leave the stuff in a box and do nothing about it and have dreams and aspirations and never do anything, or you can do something about it. If you ever have a chance to go to a garage sale and you find these old books, like, you can't go back in time and make this stuff up. So like a lot of people like, oh, I invented cold calling. I invented this. I invented this method. Dude, BS. The only scam out there is like a lot of the coaching business guys pick these books up for like $1 or $2. Like they're amazing stuff.
It's true. So like, we're just telling you, like, I get asked that question all the time. You know, it's hilarious to me that like this business has been going on forever. You know, wholesaling is both older than the both of us. It will be, when we pass, it'll still be going on.
It's been going on hundreds of years. A lot of people think wholesaling just came about in like 2012, 13. No, guys. I'm one of the dinosaurs who was doing it back in 2003. And everybody gets taught or learned a technique from somebody else to a point. So let's give claim where it started, which is once real estate started, which was
so let's break it all down. So let's get into wholesaling houses explained. Let's kind of explain this wholesaling real estate process and explain everything you need to know. So this is our beginner's guide, more or less. So if you're starting out as a beginner in real estate wholesaling, this is going to be honestly, the best advice I give to you. I think a lot of beginners out here starting out in wholesaling, they're confused, right? They don't know how to start. They don't know what to do. They don't know the process. So we're going to bring it from the top. We're going to bring it from the top today and sort of explain the process. So let's break it all down. So what we're going to talk about wholesaling real estate. So guys, we're going to say this a million times today. So just understand, on the bottom right here is freewholesaling.com. That is our free wholesaling course. And before you're like, oh, I know what these guys are doing. This is a $3,000 course he's trying to sell me. Oh, I got him right. Here's the truth. In wholesaling real estate, yes, you do need knowledge. You do need a mentor. You do need the information to know what to do. That's basically with anything though. You know, how do you get good at fishing, basketball, being good at cooking? I said, like you need a general recipe. You need general knowledge, right? Like a lot of it's with experience, but if you have zero experience, you're gonna need someone to teach you about it a little bit, right? Every great boxer had a mentor, but that only goes so far. I truly believe you need information to be successful, but you also don't need to pay for it. I think that's the biggest thing. So on the bottom right here, we have freewholesaling.com. That is our free real estate wholesaling course. So that's where we teach real estate wholesaling absolutely for free. So we're going to break down today how to start wholesaling real estate. We're going to basically break down the process, how to get your first deal, marketing, everything you need to know. We're all going to break that down absolutely for free today. So let's kind of go over the wholesaling real estate process. I have it nice, beautifully color coordinated.
That is absolutely spectacular.
It is beautiful color coordination here, but this is honestly the real estate wholesaling process, right? So let's kind of break it all down. So if we go from a wholesaling deal from A to Z, right? From the beginning to the end, right? We got marketing, we have locking up the deal, finding the buyer. So this is basically the real estate wholesaling process. So let's go from the front. This might sound confusing starting out. I get it. I'm sorry if this is confusing, but this is basically it, marketing, right? In marketing, the point of it is to find distressed properties, and that's what we're doing. So in real estate wholesaling, basically how the process works is we are doing a finder's fee. So how it works is I go find somebody who wants to get rid of their house. I agree to buy their house. So let's use you as the seller. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. So let's say you have tall grass. You have this just second house sitting there. It's just vacant, abandoned,
I
right?
like my house is all natural.
Yeah. So I'm driving around town. I see this ugly house, just this disgusting house, right? Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go call you. I'll go find your phone number at truepeoplesearch.com and call you. Say, hey, are you the owner of this house? And are you interested? Yeah, I'm actually interested. I have a quick conversation with you. I'm going to go download a free contract at freewholesaling.com. I'm going to meet you at the house and I'm going to agree to buy your house for like $80,000. Okay. I'm going to write Zach Ginn agrees to buy 123 Main Street from Rick.
We'll have to talk about that number.
For $80,000. Then you sign it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then basically what I do from there is I bring it to a title company and they basically will do the title for it. And what I'm going to do is go find a rich landlord or like a house flipper, basically aka a cash buyer, someone who's actually going to buy that piece of paper. So I just wrote a piece of paper for you to buy the house for $80,000. I'm not selling the house. I'm selling the piece of paper on that, right? So what I'm going to do is sell that piece of paper to a cash buyer. And what I'm going to do is sell it to him for about $20,000 above the 80. So I'm going to sell it to him for $100,000.
Okay.
At closing, he is going to give to the title company $100,000. $80,000 that's going to go to the seller, which we agreed to give you 80 grand. At the end of the day, you're happy, right? You got your 80 grand.
Happy.
I get a nice check for $20,000 for finding the deal. That's what we mean by a finder's fee. You get paid. You get paid to find ugly houses. It's absolutely amazing. It's find me a way you get $20K in a month that easy legally without that much work. So that is the process. So if you really look at it from here, we got the marketing. So marketing, that is the way that's actually how we find distressed properties. We're going to lock up the deal. Basically, we're going to call up the seller and sign and basically agree to buy the house. We're going to go find a buyer. We're going to find an end buyer, the rich landlord house flipper, to buy the agreement for a profit. We're going to walk through the property, right? We're going to walk the buyer through, basically see and get the assignment signed. We're selling the paper on it, and then closing. There we go to the title company and get our check. That's how you do it. I have found in wholesaling real estate, there's pretty much 3 phases to it. If you really want to chop it up really easy, this is pretty much it. It is marketing, acquisitions, and dispositions. Those are the 3 phases of wholesaling. And really, people really complicate wholesaling real estate, but it all comes down to those 3 things: marketing, acquisitions, and dispositions, right? Like, we got to go find the deal. We got to go lock up the deal. Then we got to sell the deal. That is wholesaling real estate. If you really want to break it down into like 3 things, that is it, right?
Yeah. And anyone who systematizes this business, you have to break down these basically 3 departments. And that's what they talk about on scaling when they do it. But like you've got to understand it, because most people, they just want to try to do everything. So like part of it, like our freewholesaling.com, was we teach you how to do marketing, because it takes time to you going from 0 to 100 miles an hour. You got to go out and find people, and it takes time. So if you wait to try to study all the material and say it takes you 6 months, I don't know if you got a job or what's going on, you kind of miss the boat. We learn much better while we do something as opposed to learning in theory. So if you take the action in the course, start with the marketing part, and then you go like this: well, I found someone. What do I do now? Well, great. Now you go on the acquisition. So the whole course is built in sequential models, and you don't have to wait to study the whole thing like we did in school.
No, that's the thing. So go to the course, freewholesaling.com. It is all there. It makes it all pretty simple. Now, there's 3 phases of wholesaling, but what I've looked at marketing too, if you really want to get the nitty gritty of it, like there's only 3 ways to do marketing. There's only 3. There's 3. There's outbound marketing, right? So what is outbound marketing? Outbound marketing is basically us going after, I don't know if this is the right term, but it's quote unquote hunting, right? It's like our hunting list. We're fishing, right? Like, there's trolling for fishing, right? Like where you got the lure and you just got the bobber and then you're just waiting for it. And then there's like actively going out there and fishing or doing a deep drop or something like that. But the thing about outbound marketing is we're like hunting for the leads, right? Like we're going out there, we're finding it, right? That is one thing of marketing. Now, that is the best analogy. That is our cold calling, our SMS text blasting. We're going out there and we're finding deals, right?
The key word is out. It's going out from you to the customer. So you've got to go. I don't care if it's from your computer, your phone. If you're walking doors to doors, you're going out and finding deals. That's all that means. I don't want to complicate it.
No. And then there is inbound marketing. So kind of like the name is, the leads are coming to you.
Correct.
They're coming in like an inbox.
So it's like a solicitation. So it's like me putting bait on the hook and waiting for a fish to come to me. Once I get that wiggle on the rod, then it's up to me to execute and build rapport with them and close the deal. The outbound is I'm basically going out looking for fish. And when I find one, I'm going to chuck the lure at them hard as I can. And either they bite or they don't. So everybody's got like a different opinion of what they like and stuff. I will tell you, in the long run, you will wind up doing a combo of both of these. For the most part, I don't know if I'm overstepping my boundaries here, is in the beginning, you're going to focus more on the outbound than you do on the inbound. Because number one, you're brand new and you don't know what you're doing. So you want to learn with outbound marketing.
Well, the reason is outbound marketing is cheap. Like it's basically free. Inbound marketing,
you're on a fixed budget, guys. So the inbound's going to cost you money. And honestly, even if you have the money, you don't know what to do with the leads anyways. And you're going to overspend and you're going to smoke through that money. No matter how much money you have in wholesaling, you have to learn the business. You have to endure the journey. You can pay somebody $100,000 to handhold you. God, please don't do that. You still have to go out and do the work regardless. And there's no shortcut. The only shortcut is if you bought in a fully functional business, and that would cost you millions. And honestly, that doesn't even work in wholesaling.
Yeah. So inbound marketing, what are the strategies for inbound marketing? This can either be direct mail, right? They're coming to you. Basically another good, I've seen Facebook ads. I'm not a big fan of Facebook ads. I have never found Facebook ads to work really well, but
you know why they don't work?
Because the algorithm, actually, I'll say we've done Facebook ads. It was back in the olden days, 2017, 2018.
You get away with a lot more then too.
But
on target,
when we used to do Facebook ads, I used to go after a zip code and I only went after the hot zips, and it was decent. It wasn't good, but it was decent. Basically, you're not allowed to do that anymore. They made it really hard. You can't really go after iPhones, Apple. Now, this is a whole privacy thing. I don't think it's too bad, but like the problem is Facebook ads have just been terrible. SEO is okay. I think SEO is probably out of the internet fad marketing. I think that's actually the best one. I know people who do SEO that do really well. Pay-per-clicks, I'm not a big fan of. I think SEO is actually the best one, but
it works. But
that is a game.
It's a game. It's very expensive, and it is a ginormous learning curve. And I find more consultants when it comes to SEO and PPC, and they all have the same program. Give me 6 months. Well, they got a pretty monstrous fee in that, plus the advertising. The reason I don't like Facebook is because all I hear people bragging, like, well, I'm getting leads for $10 or $12. Who cares? Nobody goes on Facebook going, okay, I'm going to sell a distressed property today.
No, but what I've seen is, honestly, I think SEO is probably the best one. Still not. The problem with SEO is the algorithm changes every single, almost weekly, but monthly.
Facebook is probably the worst.
Facebook's the worst. So
they're extreme.
Unless you know what you're doing. I know some people, they live, breathe, eat it.
Yeah.
And they do well, but they're on top of it every single day. I can't do that.
There's a long nurturing phase because even I deal with real estate agents all the time. A real estate agent is 12 to 18 months lead nurture time. That's for a freaking listing. Can you imagine a property you got to sell? And the other thing with Facebook, this is the honest truth, and no guru is ever going to tell you this. They don't like wholesalers. Like any type of complaint, anything you get. True. So they have to approve the graphic. So wholesalers got cute and tried to put like their bandit signs in the picture. And now Facebook has shut that down.
Facebook shuts down text. They're smart.
So the minute you think you have an edge in Facebook, you're going to get sent to the curb.
Yeah. So that's inbound marketing. The best inbound marketing I've seen for your time and your money, hands down, is reverse trying for dollars. Because it's basically direct mail, but it's cheap. You're just throwing a sticky note on a house. So what is reverse drawing for dollars? It's basically when you stick a sticky note on an ugly house. I might drive by, see your ugly house. I'm going to put a sticky note right. Hey, this is Zach. I had a quick question about your property. Please give me a call back. I'm going to get a 40 to 50% response rate with that, which is 40 times better than the average direct mail. And I'm going to be talking to so many more leads than the average trying for dollars person. And it works. So if you're a beginner and you want to get into inbound marketing, that's probably going to be your best bet. So if you want leads to come to you, that's going to be your best and cheapest option. The problem is that does cost money. it's gas money, right? You got to pull a code violation, maybe go after those type of properties. So I think a mix of the two. I would say if you're starting out, I think cold calling is really good. Some government list cold calling that, skip tracing on truepeoplesearch.com, do some reverse drawing for dollars, but you just got to test these out. Now, the last one here is everyone thinks it's only outbound, inbound. There's actually another one, this is co-wholesaling, networking, more or less. And this is just knowing people to a point. Like we do a lot of JV deals. It is a part of it. Like it is a way of marketing. Networking, us doing videos like this is marketing to a point.
Yeah.
But like you're not going after leads. They're not coming to you. People are locking up leads and then coming to you after. That's great. But I think as a beginner, this is something like you got an extensive cash buyer system. But that is, I have to truthfully tell you, what are the 3 ways of marketing? Those are basically the 3 ways. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. That's it.
And honestly, your personal situation will dictate which way you do it.
Yeah.
Most of you should be targeting number 1 because it's more cost effective. You'll actually learn more and you get to learn the ropes of dealing with sellers and everything. And then once you get a proficient, you can start adding some of the other stuff. So like another example, inbound would be direct mail, but I don't want you starting out with direct mail because you're probably going to outspend what you're able to do.
Oh, it's like giving, we're doing a lot of fishing analogies today, but like fishing. If I gave you like a crazy fish, like let's say
it's like going in a UFC match and you just came out of like high school wrestling, you're going to get,
no, it's like this.
You're going to get killed.
If you gave me a kite rod like 5 years ago, I wouldn't know what to do with it. Right. If you gave me
you still don't know what to do with it.
I still don't know what to do with it. Like if you gave me, I don't know, like you gave me a bike when I was 5, like I have a bike. This is great. I don't know how to ride this thing, but it's really fun and sexy. That's the thing, a postcard, like a lot of people who are beginners in wholesale, they'll do a postcard. They'll get a hot lead.
Mm-hmm.
They'll fumble it, right? Like they won't know what to do with it. The problem is when you have that powerful of a weapon, which is your postcards, your direct mail, if you don't know how to do it, you're going to fail. That's why you got to go to freewholesaling.com, learn our scripts, learn exactly how to do it. But I'm just saying, like,
we'll start them out with a slingshot and work our way up. Huh?
Yeah, but that's the truth here, guys. So really when it comes to marketing, again, guys, it comes down to 2 things for those 2 ones, inbound and outbound marketing. It comes to lists and your marketing channel. Lists come down to 2 things also. There's free lists and paid lists. I really try to dumb down and simplify this for everybody because I think in a dumbed down way. I like to dumb down everything and really think of it from a simple way. Maybe that's how my brain works. I don't know why. But once I simplify things, it makes it a lot easier for me to understand it. Mm-hmm. So that's the way I'm conveying this information to you. So lists. First thing's lists. There's free lists and paid lists. What's a free list? Which we'll break that down on the next slide. But paid lists are lists you got to pay for. There's free marketing. But really, if you want to wholesale and you don't have any money and you want to start marketing, getting lists and marketing channels, it all comes down to 2 simple things. That's basically it. There's only 2 lists that cost $0 in wholesaling real estate. There's only 2. And it sounds like a crazy statement, but it's true. There are government lists, right? And there are hunting lists. That's it, right? There are hunting lists or government lists. And I've said this like a month ago before, and I kind of want to say it one more time, but like there's government lists. These are lists that you get from the government that cost $0.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, you just go up to your county government. You go to the clerk of the court, you go to the code enforcement department, you go to the fire department, you go to the utility. Like think of your government and then go to the website and see all the little departments. This is kind of weird, but like every single one of those little departments have leads. So I go to code enforcement, they have the code violation list. I go to fire damage properties, I go to the fire department, fire damage properties. I go to the utility department. Guess what happens when people don't pay their public utilities? They get the list. I'm a tax-paying citizen. I can get this information. Guess what? I go to the stinking sheriff's office.
Yeah.
I'll get the arrest record list. Clerk of the court, I get the probate list. Guys, your government is sitting there just pulling amazing leads for you. And you have to be going after it. It's amazing that nobody ever talks about these lists besides us. And a lot of people getting their first, second, third, fourth deal are all getting it from government lists. Absolutely amazing. No guru talks about it.
Yeah, so the reason most coaches and gurus don't talk about it because it takes away the secret. Like the secret is all good deals come from some sort of distress. So if they're going to derive at the government level, meaning they went up on a county or city list, why don't you just go directly to the source? But We've all gotten a little bit spoiled with the technology, like me included to a point. And I'm just telling you, if the pill sounds too magical, it most likely is.
Yeah.
All these softwares you guys are seeing I'm telling you, other than the basic ones we recommend, like you don't need them. Like they're such fluff. It's a waste of time. You can manipulate data however you want. I will tell you this. The one thing in wholesaling you can't spend too much time on, you can disagree with me or not, is building your list. I don't care if you go on the listrei.com, you get government lists. You should spend a lot of your time studying lists. That's how I became so good at marketing, because once you pick your list and then you go out and pick your median to market it, you're going to get feedback, and some's going to be good and some's going to be bad. And then you're going to have to make adjustments. And you're going to say, hey, well, that worked, or that was terrible. Because what happens in my market's not necessarily going to work in your market. There's no one coach or guru that can tell you this is how it works across the country. All real estate is localized. Okay. And that's the one thing you guys have to take ownership of that. But these lists, everyone acts like it's a big secret. It's no big secret. Get your list figured out, look at the data and adjust, and spend a lot of time studying lists. You cannot, in my opinion, overdo list, because list is where all your prospects derive from. And if that's not right, you will never find a motivated seller. So and honestly, just practicing on talking with sellers, those two things you cannot spend enough time, especially in your first 90 days.
I agree. You have to spend the time to get better at this.
Yeah.
And how do you get better at pulling lists? By pulling lists.
Lists.
And just understanding them. Experience is one of the best teachers out. Guys, you can go watch every video I've ever had in the history. That'd be a lot. But it still won't make you an expert. You have to actually take in the action.
Yeah.
You can watch all the videos you want. You've got to actually put in the work and take in the action.
I used to, in the beginning, I used to spend, I'm not even kidding you, 3-4 hours working on a list. I would
gosh.
So I had to make every dollar count, like a lot of you on this live. And it's like, I didn't have room to make a mistake. I only had a couple $100. So I'm like, okay, I got to do this. And then I would adjust it and just adjust 20, 30 people to maximize like my target market. And you can't spend too much time doing it. I'm here to tell you. On the other hand, if you spend 3 or 4 hours comping, it will kill you. It will paralyze you and you will never do a deal.
I agree.
So take that extra time you're doing comping. It shouldn't take you more than 10, 15 minutes, and spend it on list building and practice the ability to talk with sellers so you can role play. So when it comes for the real time, you can do it.
I put Jay on the shot clock yesterday, right? Sometimes you got to just quit the amount of time you're spending on the comping and just go,
We're doing college shot clock or pro?
Pro. I'm not doing the 30-second one.
That's like forever, isn't it?
All right. So hunting lists. Let's talk about the hunting list. So that's so kind of like I said before, these are lists we have to go outside in the wild and find. So these are drawing for dollars, right? Technically free. You can walk for dollars. Technically,
you can run for dollars.
You can go out there. You can do Zillow for sale by owner.
You want to run for dollars today, though?
You can go Zillow for sale by owner. You're actually going here and calling these. You guys see me every Tuesday doing it. Every group's scared to do it. They're scared. These gurus are scared of us.
They're what are they all recorded, or they're just calling a real estate agent?
No, they're calling the grandma. It's the grandma on the other line.
Calling a real estate agent.
Drives me crazy.
You guys should pick random people for them to call and make sure it's live. That way, it's authentic.
Use a spinner wheel. They won't do it. So these are government lists. What are government lists? Again, this is the full breakdown. These are code violations, probates, water shutoffs, liens, fire damage properties, arrest records, pre-foreclosures. I can go on forever.
Evictions.
Divorces.
Eviction.
That's where the etc. comes from.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Basically, it goes on forever. So if you want to get the full breakdown of it, just go to freewholesaling.com.
Is that like a Latin word, etc.?
I think so.
Probably
overall. It's Latin. Whatever. So
I think everybody abbreviates it because you can't spell it.
I think it's ET something, but
I'd like to put you in a spelling challenge right now.
Oh yeah. So government lists you get from freewholesaling.com. I can go forever on it. If you want to see me actually pulling, it's all there at freewholesaling.com. But amazing lists, all the code enforcement. Basically, you get these all from the code enforcement, clerk of the court, public records online or in person. Even go to the court dockets, the fire department, sheriff's department, utility department. Guys, just go to freewholesaling.com. It'll make your life a lot easier. I promise you. Now, where the hunting lists come from? Trying for dollars, reverse trying for dollars, door knocking. I'm not a biggest fan of door knocking, but technically you can if you're going hunting for these lists. You can cold Facebook message people.
Ooh,
You
that's
can
a good one.
JV people. There's a lot of ways to go out here and hunt for deals, right? I think a healthy mix is both of them, right? And just seeing which one you really like. I think, honestly, really for free, that's it. You know, I would like to add in bandit signs, but they do cost money, so I'm not going to put it in there.
I like bandit signs, but you can do it on a budget. Just write them yourself. Don't get them printed and don't buy them from these companies. They're going to kill you in shipping charges, and they're going to want you to buy 500 signs.
I agree. It's crazy. So let's talk about the free marketing channels. So what are the free marketing channels? So marketing channels are a way for us to actually go out here and target people. This is basically, it's kind of the, if you really think about it, it is the bow and then the arrow is the list. If you really want to get into an analogies, right? The list is what's going to help us with it. It's basically, it's two things really. Like if the list is good and the channel's bad, you're going to fail. So like cold calling is the most common one, right? So for example, I could have the hottest list ever for cold calling, right? Mm-hmm. And I go tell you, and I'm just like really tired and I don't talk well. And like, hi, what do you want? Hi, you sell your house? Like, do you want to sell that?
Yeah.
It could be the best list in the world. I'm going to be terrible, right? Vice versa. If I am the greatest cold call in the world and if you give me a list of multimillionaires and I'm trying to buy their 4th beachfront house, in the Hamptons, I don't care. I'm going to be terrible, right?
Yeah.
You need both of them. One's not going to work without the other. And that's what you need for success here. So it's going to help you so much, guys. So cold calling is number one. Text blasting and DMing people. That's another free one. You can text blast for free, Google Voice, Facebook. You can slide in the DMs, as the kids say. That's a really good way to actually get it for free. You don't really need any money. You can drop voicemails in. You can just call someone and voicemail them there. For a list you have, networking is a free one, the co-wholesaling. Reverse drive for dollars if you can walk or run. Technically, we'll put that in there too. But the next part is like, how do you talk to sellers? I always say, so we have the marketing channel right here, right? We actually know how to go out here and actually talk to sellers. The next part here is talking to a seller, right? So I'm cold calling, get a good lead. How do I have a conversation with the seller? How do I act like a sort of a expert, more or less, or like someone that I kind of know what I'm talking about? How do I become good enough where I know I can close the deal, right? And you don't need experience.
Yeah, I mean, so many people think you've got to be the super slick, like Grant Cardone salesman. Like no diss to Grant Cardone. I enjoy his marketing, but the reality is we're in an era where people, they thrive on truth and authenticity. What you basically have to learn in wholesaling is just in the beginning, you just got to learn how to qualify people. Yeah. It's your qualifying will walk you through your pitch and your funnel. And honestly, you got to seek the motivation out first.
Let me interrupt you here.
Yeah.
What is qualifying? Is asking questions.
That's it.
Qualifying is the art of asking questions. People think you have to be qualifying is interviewing. It's like knowing how to interview someone.
Yeah. And it's just teaching you how to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys hate when a salesperson calls you and you can tell they're going through a script?
Oh my gosh.
And the minute you interrupt them, they're like, hold on, wait a minute. Let me get through my script. I'm done. So like we're big fans of learning how to have conversations with people. And a conversation simply is taking your 4 qualifying points and doing it in a systematic way just to ask questions so you can get to the truth. Number one, see if you can help the seller out and see if they're going to be a good fit for your program. That's all you do. You are not, let me repeat, you are not selling and wholesaling. You are strictly qualifying. Yeah. Everyone thinks you got to sell. No. Well, what about cash buyers? Oh no, you're pretty much an order taker at that point.
You
want this deal? You want that price? Show me your proof of funds. That's it. End of story. It's just a business transaction.
Like, yeah, have you ever gone to Walmart or like Sam's Club or like any grocery store, Trader Joe's? Do you think they're going out here and telling you need to buy this tomato? No. It's there. You're hungry? Yeah. Take it. Cash buyers are hungry for deals. They're constantly making rental income. You don't see the person at the grocery store acting like a car salesman, and they sell a lot.
Yeah. Try negotiating at like Home Depot on that scanner machine
Oh,
and go, I don't
gosh.
like that price. It's
250.
just $23.94. I'll give you $10. And like, you're just like wasting your, that's how I treat cash buyers. I'm just like, here's the price, take it or leave. If not, I got somebody else to take it for it. That's it. On the other side, all you are is qualifying and have a conversation. So if you're like, I'm not sure if wholesaling is for me because I'm not this great slick salesman. Perfect. You're perfect for wholesaling. People want to know that you're paying attention, you're authentic, and you're telling them the truth, which is what we do.
But they're like, Zach, you're lying. You have to be this great salesperson. You don't.
You can't.
I go live every Tuesday and I do cold calling, right? And I did 2 really good price commitments Tuesday, right? And I got all these closings. I was able to close sellers. Not once I acted like a salesperson. I did actually a couple of good sales moves, but that's just because it's a little more advanced. But I always talk from the same perspective. Hey, I'm looking to buy your house. Me and my partner.
And here's a little secret. I've had people work for me and people I've known in this business. If they're truly slick, like used car salesmen, like they use those slimy, like rough lines, they never last in this business because you wind up pissing off so many people and like, you're just not authentic. And they actually wind up working so much harder. They go into another business. So I'm here just being yourself is what we need in wholesaling. You can't be the next Zach, Rick, the Grant Cardone. It doesn't work. God made only one of you and you've got to accentuate it and do what you have. Trying to change who you are as a person unless you need to, it doesn't work in wholesaling.
People, I mean, I always tell you, like, you look at those Grant Cardone videos, he's selling information. So those are hard sales.
Yeah.
You know, when you're doing real estate, like you look at the best realtors, like let's use Ryan Serhant, right?
Yeah.
Have you, like, you've seen him on his listing appointments, like they're televised. He's not like, do it now. Like he's to the point. He's personable, but guess how he sells? His reputation pretty much precedes him, right?
Yeah.
And that's really like, he's not a slick sales, like he's just very good at selling it, but like, you don't have to be this expert at it. You just have to have conversations and care. So we break it down here. How do you become good? Act like you're buying a car. And why do I always say act like you're buying a car? Because so many people, they freeze up when it comes to talking to a seller or cold calling. And then I ask them like, hey, have you ever bought a car? Oh yeah. From just a person off of Craigslist. Yes, all the time. Well, were you nervous to go talk? No, I wasn't nervous. I'm just buying a car, right?
Yeah.
If I go there and I don't like the car or they don't like the price, I'm just not going to buy the car. They have no hesitation. There's no stress. They don't care because they know if it doesn't work, they can just walk away, right? They don't have to. Oh, when it comes to real estate, oh my gosh. Oh, they're stressed. They're sweating. They're like, what do I do? Oh my gosh. Same exact thing. When you buy a car, you don't act like you're an expert buying the car.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. Hey, I was looking to buy a car. I drive a car. Hey, I live in a house. I'm looking to buy a house, right?
Yeah.
It's very basic. Like you don't act like you're a master mechanic when you're buying the car. You don't act like, oh, look at the fourth. How is this twin turbo? Is it? No, I'm looking to buy the car, right?
Yeah.
And it's pretty simple. How do you know the price of the car? What are other similar cars selling for? Oh, okay, like I know it's a good deal. Not really simple. So when I go and actually go to the house, I'm looking to buy your house. You're looking to sell it? That's it.
So many people who start out in wholesaling, they try to compare it to traditional real estate, one with a lawyer and a real estate agent. And that's not what we do. Those people have to be super slick, like salespeople, because you got to talk somebody into paying something retail for something they don't even really need and pay a premium because they're using so many professionals and everything's got to be polished and clean. When it comes to wholesaling, you're just looking for like 5% of those transactions out there of distressed property. And those people, honestly, they don't want an expert on real estate. Can you solve my problem? Yes or no? And honestly, you don't even have to know everything. I tell you, my first 3 deals, I literally thought I was going to die of like a nervous breakdown. I had no idea what I was doing. All I did though, what I did well is I focused on the person and I told them, listen, either I'm going to buy your house or I'm going to help you get this problem solved. And then I just asked the questions. I went through, got all their information, and then I turned around and I would put an offer together. Sometimes I would come back because I didn't know. And if I didn't have an answer, I'd go get someone to help me out. And honestly, telling the truth is so much easier in wholesaling. The more fake you are, just the shorter your career span is going to be. So start out on the right foot. Honestly, everybody thinks it's about the real estate. The reality is wholesaling is about the individual and the person. The real estate is just a byproduct. It's a math problem. So if you can solve, when people make a decision to sell a property for wholesaling, it's an emotional decision. So we focus on emotion. When people try to buy a piece of property with real estate agents and lawyers, they try to make it logical, and then they got a nice, pretty realtor to put them over the top. Like, your wife deserves this. Your kids deserve this. Wholesaling completely different.
It's amazing. I've always found there is some, like, if you do implement some of the technically car salesman type tactics, if you implement like 5% in there, you're going to be good. Like, you have to control the conversation. That's technically a sales tactic type
conversation thing. And direction
is.
That's what you control, because if you don't, you're nothing more than an order taker.
It's very indirect.
The days where you can corner somebody in the corner of a room and go, listen, you're going to take this price or else, it doesn't work. No. You're just going to freak them out.
It's not the right way to do business.
So like an example right now, we teach a lot of people go, oh my God, they want to bring an attorney in. I'm like, who cares? Like, I don't want the attorney, but honestly, if you fight the attorney, you look like the person trying to hide something. So we just teach you tactfully on how to navigate through the attorney.
And one thing I always tell people is, if if you're upfront and honest with somebody, you're actually gonna, like, when I lowball people, you see my live cold calls. If I go and lowball somebody, I'm straight up and honest with them. Hey, I can buy it at this.
Yeah.
Or me and my partner can buy it at this. There's no lying. There's no like trying to convince you. This is what I can do. I'm not lying. I'm not trying to convince you to take it, but that's what I can do. Right. And yet there is some tactics to it, right? Like, we do teach at freewholesaling.com, like, condition the seller will be better, right? There are tactics that help increase it, but it's not essential. The one thing that is essential for your success in sales and wholesaling real estate is confidence.
Yeah.
If you do not have the confidence, which confidence is technically just a belief in yourself and of what you're saying, a conviction in your soul and your heart of what you're doing, and a belief in your brain, that's all confidence is. Confidence doesn't mean you're right. That is one thing you can tell pretty quick. Confidence doesn't mean you're right, but confidence is a belief in yourself, more or less. And what do you have to have confidence in wholesaling or talking to a seller? It's that belief in yourself that you can buy their house cash with you and your cash buyer and your partner, technically, right?
Yeah.
If you don't believe that you and your cash buyer can buy the house, you're not going to have that confidence. And if you have a legit cash buyer and they have a proof of funds, you should have all the confidence in the world to go and talk to a seller. Hey, I'm looking to buy a house, me and my partner.
Yeah.
Boom, right?
So here's how it works, guys. You have a belief. If you believe in wholesaling, you go, listen, this resonates. It's exactly what I want to do. I want to be financially free and get control of my life. That's your belief. Your conviction is basically your discipline and your rules. Like, no matter what, this is what I'm going to do to get my first deal. And I'm going to stick true no matter what happens. And then from all that culminates to your confidence. And you have to kind of stack them that way, because if you don't even have a strong belief, if you doubt wholesaling, you don't think it's going to work, don't do it. It won't work. If you strongly believe, go, hey, dude, Rick's been doing it 20 years. Zach's been doing it almost 5 years plus now. Why can't I do it? You are absolutely right. But the thing is, the biggest enemy you're going to fight in wholesaling is going to be that little talk you have between your ears. We've all had it. You know exactly what I'm talking about, and you have to fight it. So one little secret I do with people, you can put your belief, your conviction, whatever you want, your confidence, and put it on your bathroom mirror and just write it on. I apologize now for significant others, but use an erasable marker, not a permanent Sharpie, and just write it out. And here's the thing is, every one of you look in the bathroom mirror every morning. You can't avoid it.
I'll tell you this right now. I'll say it. When I was 5 or 6, it was on there, right? Like,
it's
it was weird.
Well,
it's weird.
The problem is when your daughter gets a hold of the marker, it's like,
yeah, but like, he's saying this right now. I can tell you, when I was 5 or 6, he had it on this thing. Like, it was there.
But I did it. It
was on his bathroom. It was
fitness
weird.
Goals. I did it with weight, and I did it with my business because, man, I gotta tell you, there's some rough days. Like, it doesn't, like, life happens, and I know that. So the idea is when you get up in the morning, you have to go, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to contact 25 sellers today, no matter what happens by noon. And I just kind of back it up.
I probably make all my notes on my computer and you always write it down. Right.
I'm an old school.
That's probably why.
I have to write stuff because there's some sort of connection to like my nervous system. So even when I go to like any type of learning seminar, I don't do masterminds because I don't find a lot of them beneficial because most of them won't tell the truth. is I write it and then I'll transcribe it and put it in a computer. That's just how I learned it. This guy, I don't know how that brain works,
I just memorize it.
I'm just slow, but that's like when you ride it, a lot of times it burns in your brain. If it works that way and it helps you out, do it. Whatever like makes your boat float. But like you got to have like some clear cut stuff. Doesn't cost any money to write it on the bathroom mirror. Just don't use a Sharpie. My daughter got a hold of Sharpie on it once, and I don't want to tell you what you got to do to remove it.
But one thing I could tell you about starting out in wholesaling, because I remember dealing with you when I was starting out wholesaling, right? It seemed like when I talked to you as a beginner, you knew everything. Like you were the expert of like you knew everything, right? And I think a lot of kids think about their father or their mother or their parent, like they know everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now me doing thousands of real estate wholesaling deals, coming and looking at you now, the more deals I do, I realize that I don't know anything. You don't know anything. We don't know anything like special about wholesaling. Yeah. But the one thing I have figured out is you've done it a lot. And you know what most likely is going to happen, but you don't know everything. We don't know next year what marketing list is going to work or not, but we're going to test them all out and see, right? Like that's the one thing I've noticed. It's like, when we've been through a couple weird real estate cycles, my past 5 years together with you and me, you didn't know it was going to happen.
No, I'm clueless.
No, obviously we don't know though, but we kept testing things out and we figured out what worked. I think that's one thing you got to understand. Like you can listen to us all day, like technically experts on wholesaling. It feels weird to say that, but like, we're not going to know what exactly is going to work in your market. You have to test it out and see it.
Yeah.
I know people that try bandit signs, terrible. And I know people that try bandit signs in their market, like Memphis, and it works well. It's all dependent on you. We can give you our best advice for it, but really you got to take the action.
And it's very, very localized. So like one of the great tools you can use is at Wholesaling Houses for Real, our Facebook group. Probably the most interactive group in wholesaling. And because we monitor, we keep all the junk out of there so you can actually have useful conversations. But keep in mind, it's a great opinion because it's it's filtered of all the spam and the trash. But just because somebody types it on the internet doesn't make it solely true. And you can't make a decision based on people's opinion.
I had to remove a comment
on
last
the internet.
week.
Yeah.
Real estate in Florida, wholesaling in Florida is illegal. I'm like, delete.
Yeah.
Guys, it just... Who's coming up with this stuff? It's hilarious.
I got Mark Zuckerberg here. So we try to remove the stuff that's just 100% false and it's not going to get you there, but we can't do it perfectly. So it's, guys, use it. It's a great tool because I don't know any other Facebook group where you can get this level of interaction and actually get the truth. It's not perfect, but you can get a pretty good consensus. And me and Zach are in there every day. And just
it's
like
being
looking
in a
at
room
everything
digitally, because you can't be in a room with people that just wholesale. Like it's really hard to get in a room of 50,000 people that just wholesale. It'll be really fun to do something like that. But it costs so much money to be able to do that. But here's the cool part. You can go in a little room of 60,000 people, ask questions, comment about stuff, have a community of active wholesalers that are getting better every day, that in my humble opinion are getting really good wholesaling information. That's what I think. I think you think that too.
No,
That's why I'm telling you right now, you're watching this live stream. You need to be watching this live, because not just so you watch us live, because we could spell our coffees, and then it could go everywhere, and that's fun. And
well, that never happens on this show.
It always happens.
It never happened. I have never spilled the coffee.
The most important part about watching us live, besides being able to experience the intro, which is the greatest part of the live, obviously,
the best part,
is you're in the comments right now. I can talk to anyone in the comments. Like I can network with the people in the comments. Honestly, what I'll be doing right now, if I'm gonna start JVing, hey, this is Zach. I'm a beginner. I don't know anything about wholesaling, but I want to start. Who is in Western North Carolina that wants to talk with me, right? Like you can do that. And that's the greatest part. You can network because everybody watching this right now is actively trying to become better. And you are who you are associate with.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't 1994 anymore, right? You can associate with people on the internet. It's fun. Like nobody can you can be best friends with people.
Dude, I'm a dinosaur that does it. So it's like I came from a world. Ready for this? I'll show my age now.
Oh no.
I came from a world with no cell phones and no internet. So it's like, and honestly, there's some huge advantages because if you knew how to network, you dominated because nobody else would do it. And
go in the comments, guys. Like I'm talking like people that are actively doing deals, that talk to sellers, that like you can just get stuff. Like I know Jason, he said the dog spilled the coffee, right? That's a funny
See?
one. But Jason's in South Carolina. He's doing good. Like, talk to him. There's so many great people that you get to network in the Facebook group, but also in the live chat right now.
Yeah.
Most active on YouTube. So I would tell you, I would probably watch the live streams on YouTube. That's just, there's the least amount of spam on there. But honestly, there's so much great networking opportunities. And for starting out, it's really fun because you can be with someone who's like really close to, like really like lives like, I don't know, 15 minutes from you, that's actually still watching this stuff. What's the story you had today about, you were buying some multifamily deal, right? Or there's an inspection and somebody like knew who you were.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
no, I'm buying a commercial unit, and we've had a bit of we had a bit of an issue on it. So it's like, anyways, not to get into it, but someone's like, oh yeah, my husband like saw you on the internet or something like that. It's just kind of funny. And it's like local, which is really cool.
Didn't she say like, are you Flip with Rick?
So it's like,
oh my
God. I get that. Like, are you the guy? Like, I go, yeah, I am Rick. So it's, guys, I really enjoy this business. And honestly, if I didn't take the leaps and bounds with Zach to do the internet, like I would just affect my local community, which is great. But the power of technology and now with what we're doing and the people we can help all over the United States and really bring you the message of wholesaling and uncomplicate it and take all these layers of BS off of it for you and just get you started, make your first 100 grand. Honestly, I give it to technology. I also give it to this guy's work ethic. And I said, we're here to change wholesaling. The way I learned wholesaling, I don't want anyone to have to experience that crap. I had to seek so many people out. And honestly, I didn't have a lot of money. And when I would give somebody my hard-earned money and find out in like 2 weeks, they're a complete con artist. And by the way, it still goes on now even worse.
But this is true. But I do want to say one thing, because we're getting the community stuff like that. There are crazy spam bots out here. And you guys know what we're talking about. I don't want to say the word on here, but if I'm telling you to go purchase a coin or do something on the internet or want money from you, and it's like, it says Zach Ginn, but there's 2 H's, it is a fake account. FYI, everyone who DMs me knows it's very hard to reach me via DM. I'm not actively DMing you. I am not. Okay.
We're not doing that.
I'm not. So there's probably 50 fake bots being done a day of me and him, of just saying, hey, I know this really cool thing. What's your WhatsApp? We're not going to just FYI for everyone. I don't do that. Okay.
We're never going to ask money for you.
We're not.
So I make it super simple.
There's so many fake accounts out here. I had one DM bunch of people trying to scam people out. It was ZECH, GINN, like just guys, just FYI, like we do have these big if someone's messaging you saying they're one of us, guys, it is not. And I beg you, please do not, because you're like, what's your wiring information? Wire me 10 grand. I'll give you 30,000 back. Guys, no. Okay. I don't want your money. I'm not going to give you money, but I'm not going to take your money. I don't want the only way you can pay me is if you do a JV deal with me, we can split the deal. Okay. Just FYI guys, there's going to be, everyone sees it here. Everyone sees it in the comments. There's so many people getting DM from fake Zachs. The only way you know if it's a real Zach or not is by asking questions.
Yeah, ask very detailed questions.
What is my favorite NFL team?
Yeah, there you go.
That's ask me that, okay? And then ask me who my favorite football player is. And I will clearly tell you what it is. And if it is not on that team, then it'll be wrong. And then lastly, what you want to make sure is just ask me who I hate. Ask me very, very weird, specific questions that I would know. And it'd be very easy for me to do. But guys, I will never ask you for anything. So just FYI, there's bots going out here doing it. I do have to reveal it. There's bots coming out here every day on this. So
it's in this feed here too.
I can't do it.
Just kind of get it out.
I can't get out of it. So just everyone understands that. Okay. So if somebody asks me, I don't want to talk about Tom Brady right now because now we lost a first round pick due to Tom Brady. Tom Brady's ruining us, and he's not even on the Patriots anymore. He's ruining us.
I don't even.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Talking to the guy when
I don't want to talk about it.
He don't ever come to Miami because I've watched that train wreck.
So that's just great. So FYI, guys, we have a great community. I would go to freewholesaling.com. I would go in the live chat. I would do it. It's an amazing club to be in. We love it. And that's what we have to say. So let's get back into this. how to talk to sellers. You got to act like you're buying a car. How do you find cash buyers? That's the last one. There's 3 ways to find cash buyers in wholesaling real estate. There's technically more than 3 ways, but there are 3 main ways to find cash buyers, I would say, for a beginner. Number 1, cold call your Facebook groups. Okay. So go into Facebook groups, get their phone numbers, and then cold call cash buyers in there. Use our scripts at freewholesaling.com, ask the right questions, get a proof of funds, cold call cash sales to get it like listori.com. Then lastly, cold call the 4 rents. That's the best way to find cash buyers. Like go to Zillow, go to the 4 rents. That is hands down the best way to find cash buyers. Right?
I mean, honestly, that's the easy part of wholesaling.
That is, but it's still a problem a lot of people have. So it's very, very important that we kind of answer that right now. But it comes back to the question, about wholesaling real estate. How do you get started? You just got to start.
I'm just telling you, just don't sit there and study it. Like I told you, I bought a house with probably 50 of the best, like some of the best classic wholesaling, flipping books. And like here at the end of the day, I'm buying it from the sky. It's just like, it was just a weird moment for me. But I will tell you, man, those books are full of gold in there because there was at some point, everybody told the truth about like real estate investing. Something happened in around 2010, 11, and it just turned to fluff. I don't know what happened. It was all about the coaching dollars, guys. And why not? If I can make millions of dollars of coaching and and I can sit behind a desk, why not do it that way? And I'm just here to tell you, it's really, really changed. So if you get any of the old stuff, like the Carlton Sheets like grew up in my town. So it's kind of really neat. There's a few others too. I'll let you guys do the research on it, but it's.
Yeah. So let's break this down. So one thing too, I do want everyone in the chat to go network. So this is wholesaling house for, I don't think you've seen this. You might've. This is our breakdown on wholesaling houses for on the top cities that people are living in. So I'm saying right now, guys, if you're in any of these cities, you do go tell your network with people in it. There's every city, they're learning wholesaling. They're not in a guru thing and they just want to learn for free and they're great networking opportunities. Guys, I found so many JVing deals I can't sell, deals that I actually help people sell, all in these places. So these are the top actual cities. So the number 1 city is New York City. Obviously, it's the biggest one. But we have a huge New York City presence. So for New Yorkers out here, guys, network with other New Yorkers.
There's a lot of them.
You're 1 subway away there. I've been to New York. I love it.
What's it called? Like the Y subway?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Don't they label I've only been to New York. It was
crazy. I love New York.
I don't understand. I would be lost if I didn't.
I'm definitely going back there. Houston, Texas, LA, San Antonio, Phoenix, Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, Philly, Charlotte, guys. If you are in any of these cities, guys, you need to network with other people and just go and talk to them. I think it's always fun to see. So how do you actually talk to me one-on-one? So let's do some one-on-one calls. Let's have some conversations with people and really break down how to get started in wholesaling. But the last thing I can tell you is how to make money in wholesaling real estate. Taking action. I recommend go to freewholesaling.com, learn exactly the entire wholesaling process again from A to Z. Get a marketing list, start marketing the sellers, get a deal locked up, sell it to a cash buyer, get your check, quit your job, create the empire of dreams, create the life of your dreams, and run off the sunset and become a full-time real estate wholesaler. That's the goal.
This is what I did. I am no different than anybody watching this. I just got to the point where I was so fed up with my corporate job. I'm like, it can't be any worse. And I had hiccups just like everybody else on here, but here's the difference. I just took the action. I met with a ton of sellers and I just didn't stop. And I got through it. I had my conviction and here I am 20 years later and I'm still doing the exact same thing. I'm better at it and I can do much more advanced deals. So in the beginning, it's going to feel awkward. It's going to be a little bit intimidating, but honestly, it's going to be, I'd rather you be uncomfortable now than horribly uncomfortable later, because if you stay in your current position, you're going to hit a point where you're like, I can't take this anymore. And so I rather you do it while you have options. You have options always in life. If wholesaling is running true to you and it's like rings your heart bells and like it resonates with you, then just go do it. Like I have no special skill sets. I promise you my SAT score, if you have a 6th grader, it could probably crush it. Oh my gosh. I mean, the SAT was horrifying for me. I didn't do well. I was never a good student. I was just a hyper kid. I drove my parents nuts, and I just learned differently. And
Still a hyper kid.
I'm very hyper. I'm ADHD. That's why I constantly I love to work out. I love to be active outdoors. I love to do things. And then like when I'm hyper focused when I'm working on a deal, like I am all in. Like I know everything about that seller. I know every move they make. I know every hand gesture they make. I know their tonality. That's why I do so well, because I pay attention. But the problem is sometimes if I have too many things going on, like I get a little overwhelmed and I start going all over the point. So the really good thing at wholesaling, if you have that issue like you do with me, once you get in front of a seller, it's just like one-on-one, and like I shut the world down. And by the way, here's a tip. Don't bring your cell phone in when you meet with sellers.
We can have it in your pocket. Emergencies.
But honestly, it's a distraction. If you look at that cell phone once, you deserve to lose the deal.
Yeah, I've only looked at my cell phone.
Because you know what I say to people when they meet with me, if they take the time and they just constantly look at their phone, I go, do you have somewhere more important to be? And it ticks me off.
I know it ticks you off.
It's ridiculous. It's a respect thing. Actually, like during Thanksgiving, like I get ticked. Oh, probably families watch. I'm going to get in trouble. This year, I'm telling you, I'm having a basket and you have to put your cell phone in it, and I'm putting it in another room.
Joke's on you. I get to watch the Cowboys lose every time, so I don't even need my phone.
I know, but like honestly, you
spend
can't do like 3 hours with family without looking at your like Instagram or like whatever. It's like, we are so addicted as a society, and it's like,
I'm sorry to my Dallas people. I had to put in that joke in there because they lose every time, or if it's in the playoffs. But I'm never on my phone. I'm always watching football.
Who's the quarterback for the Cowboys these days?
Dak.
He's still there?
Yes. He's actually really good.
I thought
Romo? No.
They need to bring Romo back.
No. Prescott's good.
They're going to overpay that quarterback and Ezekiel. Like once these salaries get so high, these teams are doing.
I like Tony. He's pretty good there. But guys, I'm just letting you know, you're starting out in real estate wholesaling. You got to take that action. That is the key here. So let's answer some questions we got here. Let's kind of break things down. So let's go hear some questions and answer it. Kamikaze says, I feel like the wholesaler is getting seen as the used car salesman in the real estate game. It's never like that. You're only seen as used car salesman if you do something bad. The only thing that makes wholesalers bad is from bad wholesalers. I feel like I'm a good wholesaler. I always do the right thing.
Yeah.
In any industry, and this kind of stinks. This is technically for wholesaling real estate, so it kind of stinks to say it. But like, if there's an industry where it's legal to do a wrong thing, they're going to exploit it.
Like teachers, cops,
everything. Like everything. Everything. You know,
firefighter didn't put the fire out fast enough.
So you got to understand that
just
bad wholesalers. Nature. There's always a bad apple in there. That's never an excuse. But like if you're in an industry where you can get really, I hate to say it, but you get rich quick because you can in wholesaling legally.
Mm-hmm.
It's always going to attract people. It's going to attract the people that actually need it. The single moms, the single fathers that are trying to change their lives, or, the married guy or gal that's just trying to get rid of their job. That's who attracts, but it also attracts the wrong crowd, the little pumps of the world.
But that's been the problem of wholesaling as a community in the last 10 years. The marketing is all about, I'm going to sit on the beach, sip a margarita, and watch me flip this house. Honestly, the business can't be further from the truth in that. And if I could just get all the coaches and the gurus to hold hands and just start telling the truth, it's hard work. It's going to take a lot out of you. But if you endure the journey, the reward is so much greater than the pain.
I appreciate that.
Well, it's like, listen, I'm telling you right now, you don't need a guru to learn wholesaling. It is a basic fundamental skill.
Yeah. And
it should not cost you $5,000 or $10,000. That is the old school way to learn it. And honestly, so that's like you paying for something. Let me ask you, when you go to dinner, do you prepay for your dinner and hope for a great experience?
I wish I prepay for it. It's efficient.
And that's the problem with it. Like once they have your money, the entire attitude shifts. And it's like, okay, well, we have this group, this community. It's like, okay. And then you start figuring out, is this one-on-one? Are there 200 people on it? How long does this last for? What does lifetime mean? What is evergreen? And then they already have your money. And then I saw one where you had to fill out a contract, an NDA and everything, and prepay. Then they told you what the course was. Guys, honestly, we lay our course out
gotta
and
stop
make it
eating
public
food in
for
Miami.
everybody.
You gotta stop eating food in Miami. Those little gastro pub Miami places
What are you talking about?
where you have to sign all that stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just
It's
no,
those
I'm just
weird ones,
talking.
yeah.
That's unfortunately, there's a particular guru out there. You got to sign an NDA agreement. Have you ever heard of anything so crazy? Like, what do you have?
Crazy.
Like, do you really think you own like wholesaling is not? Nobody owns the rights to wholesaling. That's why we make the dang thing free. You don't own it. I don't own it. And we got to share it with the world and help out as many people as possible because people are trying to profit off of you off this big secret and it doesn't exist. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag for you. You have to put in hard work. You have to put in the time and you got to endure it. And if you can do that, the rewards are immense on the back end.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Indria says, wow, that's a great live. Simplified de-stressing. The point here is to de-stress you from regular like the way the wholesaling game has been before we came in was to stress you out, get you excited, confuse you, and then sell you a solution to unconfuse you in the process, right?
Correct.
And the point is what we do is we get you excited, we make it simple, and we unconfuse you to start taking action. Now, guys, this technically would be our daily guru webinar with the people, right? Like, right? Technically, like this would be my little presentation to my guru people that pay me all this money. Guys, you are in our mentorship. This is what the mentorship's public.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. So
we
like,
just didn't charge you. And like this is what you're going to get in a paid course.
No, you're not going to get
You're going to
this.
get a lot of bells and
worse.
whistles and you're going to find behind the curtains like, oh, that's part of our elite program. And you got to sign up for the year-long membership. And it's like, listen, they want to shake you as fast as they can. The reality of the business, it's between a 90 and 95% failure rate from a paid guru. And honestly, that's not even my numbers. That's one of the one of the largest people in the industry. What does that tell you if 90 to 95% of the people fail? Do you really think it's just the material? So here's the cop out everyone is, well, they don't take action. They want to dream. No, part of it is your marketing is so enticing. Honestly, if I can make $100,000 sitting in a beach chair, sipping a margarita, sign me up. I don't even care what it costs. But the reality when you get it, it's nothing like that. And if you guys keep falling for this same scam over and over, why do you think there has to be a salesman on the other line to convince you to do that? Remember I talked about realtor and lawyers? They get shirts. They're in ties and suits and pretty dresses and perfect makeup. Why? Because they have to convince you to do something. Take the warning. The realtor and the lawyers just switched from there to the guru and the mentor. And none of these people are going to tell you the truth. It's just, I've tried to get everyone to do it. They're not going to do it. There's a few, they're not all bad, but I'm just telling you for the most part, it's rough out there. And so we've been labeled.
That's why we teach everything for free.
Yeah. So the whole skin in the game thing, it's a complete utter.
Yeah. So
call it what you want.
I'm Kanina says, I go out Tuesday, Thursday and drive for dollars. Appreciate Kanina. Guys, we like to salute the action takers on here.
Yeah.
Guys, you
get it.
Congrats on their one. Everyone is taken, so be yourself always. Jason loves the shirt.
He got it for me. So
it's your Father's Day present. That was a great one.
I do like good old fashioned fighting. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Jesus, how long did it take you guys to get your first deal? I got my first deal within a month. You were what?
A few months.
Few months.
Yeah.
So you took forever, but that's okay.
I did. I got it. I got it from realtors. I got my first few deals from realtors, and then I went on the bandit sign mission, and I switched over to direct mail.
It's crazy. So, Juan Oga says, "Thank you so much, guys. We're Twitch streamers. Like we're just streaming on Twitch. It's great. We're like Twitch streamers over here. It's crazy that we get a lot of people off of Twitch, but hey, it's cool. We're the only wholesalers on Twitch. Big ups for the UFC shirt. We're loving it. We'll get your predictions.
I think it's only come to Florida once. I think it was like
No,
Jacksonville.
they're twice a year or something. It's up to Ogle. This is my first live in Philly.
Awesome.
Congrats.
You're in a great market.
That's why, what Michael Jordan always says. He's like, he always gives us all because he knows that somebody, they saved all their money to go to the game. And like, this is their only time they get to see the Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And so he always has to put on a show. Why do you think we always have to be on our A game, giving the best info ever? Because sometimes this is your first live ever. We have to make sure that your first live is the most memorable one out there. So you get hooked on to knowing how information is free, and it's great. So I love it. I love always seeing that. I always love being on my A game for everyone else. So I appreciate it. So JD, what is up? Awesome. Thanks for the motivation. What's your number one real estate book recommendation? Now, I'm not the biggest book person per se. I've learned more from action, but there's some good books out there.
I was listening to Gary Vee the other day. You know what he flat out says? He's like, this notion where you have to read,
he's not a reader.
I know, but like, I'm kind of saying, listen, I read books. A lot of you like me, like I got to be forced to read a book other than something I really want to read. And I'm kind of the same way with real estate. I read a lot of them, but I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of, somebody commented on like Zig Ziglar. I love anything he wrote. It just, because he talks directly about sales and motivation. Tom Hopkins, I love his original books.
So I'll give you three. I'm going to give you three.
Okay,
right.
do it. Go.
I got three up here. We got a little bookshelf on here. I love the Zig Ziglar Secrets of Closing the Sale. This is oldie. How old is this? Oh my God, these are all yellow pages. But this book is
yellow. You know, it's like real.
It smells terrible. This book is from 1984. We have Awaken the Giant Within, Tony Robbins. I love it. I see some people promoting. Tony Robbins has like I don't know what you call it, like a little challenge thing. He's charging people like $200 for it. Don't pay for it. He has a free one. I love Tony. He's the greatest on mindset. His information's all free, just FYI, but I love his stuff's great.
Tony's great for general life and getting a spark to do a massive change in your life. But once again, guys, you're going to have to do a work. So Tony's not going to teach you how to do real estate. I love the guy to death, but I don't even care. He has consultants. Like, they're not going to teach you how to do real estate.
I've seen him live multiple times. You have too. There's nothing you get from watching him live that you'll get from a video. It's the same information. It's just interesting in person, but like
he is a little bit different in live. And if you have a chance to see him, because I don't think he's going to do it live much longer.
He's going to keep doing it. He's fine. And then the last one is, if you're looking to scale operation for business and wholesaling, this actually is a book I think you should read. Even if you're not a reader, you should. This is Traction from Gino Wickham. This is actually a great, it's a general entrepreneurship book, but it really shows you how to scale a system and actually have meetings and actually how to go from a solo to an actual running a business. I love this book. Every guru that sells you a scaling system book reads this and copies it one-on-one. So
they do, and they actually take the exercises out of it. Like, look what I figured out. Like, listen, you can figure it out on your own. And even like, well, Rick, I'm a solopreneur. Like, it's fine. Sometimes you got to learn how to have meetings with yourself.
Like here's the thing. Like this is something that the gurus, they actually make these for wholesaling. And it's actually kind of funny because it's the same thing that I teach. This is always cute and funny. So like, this is from Gino Wickham. He shows you how to run, like in 4 years, how to scale operations. So like, this is like a 4-person team. This is a year one, 500K revenue. And he just shows you like how the systems work. Visionary integrator, you have a sales, operations, and a finance. Now, it moves for wholesaling, but then he kind of shows you how to scale up to 15 people and then how to bring it down to 3 and like really how to scale things up like crazy. The scalability of a business, how to deal with issues. Like, it's actually an amazing book. You can technically get a free ebook downloads. I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but there are ways around that. But I think those are always worth it. So I appreciate it, JD. Those would be my top 3 books if you're looking to get into wholesaling. They're not even wholesaling books because the information we have is the wholesaling info. It's the mindset and stuff around that, I would say, right?
That's the most important part, is that conversation in between your ears. And you guys, the thing is, like, if we're really speaking the truth, we are our own worst enemy. Like, we constantly doubt ourselves. They said the amount of negative thoughts you have in a day is like, I think it was like 750,000. Like, can you imagine processing that? And what I've learned too is your thoughts are just thoughts. Like, sometimes you don't have control of the stuff that just pops up in your head. And that's why if you learn any type of meditation, it helps you kind of control some of that. But a thought is just a thought. It doesn't mean anything until you take action with it.
Exactly. So let's kind of talk to some people one-on-one. Let's get some calls in. Let's see what the questions people have today. So the question here is, how do you actually join the calls? All you got to do is come here to Wholesaling Houses for Real and learn exactly how to do it. Right here is our link. Click here. Boom. StreamYard link to join the call is right here. That is how you talk to us one-on-one, absolutely for free.
Interesting.
So let's talk. Let's get some conversations going. Let's see how I can help people out. And without further ado, let's start talking. So first one here, we got Mr. Fitzgerald. What is up?
Hey, what's up? I'm back.
How's it going? How can I help you out today?
So today, I don't know. Okay, so pretty much I was getting on here to kind of let you know where I am and my update, how long I've been doing it, kind of where I'm at, what I've tested out, and where I am today. So maybe I can get a pointer for making an adjustment. So anyways, I've been doing this for about 5 months. Long time. What I've actually done, I've done 400 driving for dollars leads, 200 leads for probate, and now I'm working on water shutoffs and code violations at the very moment. And
50 reverse trying for dollars. You did that too.
What's that?
Did you do like 50 reverse trying for dollars leads also?
Oh, I've done nothing but reverse driving for dollars ever since you told me to switch up the marketing to that source. So you remember we had talked about the fact that I had made 1,800 phone calls on those 400 driving for dollars leads, and you were like, yeah, just do the driving for dollars reversed. So therefore I went and stuck sticky notes on all of those. Had, a few people that said they were interested. Nothing came from it. And I was like, okay, well, I need something that's a little bit more motivated. And before I had done those 400, by the way, I had done the probates and pretty much got nothing from that. But I was doing cold calling on that. So anyways, like I say, I've switched it up to the code violations, and one city here in the DFW area, in this entire area with all the cities we have, slipped up, and I guess they have the information available. And I was able to get access to it. So therefore, that's what I've been using. Also, that reminds me, is it a common thing to have a bunch of these properties just be like properties that are new construction? Because half this list of water shutoffs is like new construction, and then I say about 10% of it's probably remodels and stuff like that, and stuff that's gone on the market. Is that normal?
No.
No?
No, I mean, you got to ask for non-payment.
Right. Well,
you might be getting properties that the water is shut off. You should do it due to non-payment. Those usually don't pop up really.
Okay. Yeah, because I've kind of been taking note of all that. As I've been going through, I've been making notes on every single address.
I mean, how many are you getting?
I have 80. I have 85 leads right now, roughly. I think 84 or 85.
Water shut off?
Yeah, water shut off leads.
You can probably cross-reference them. It's not that much.
What's that?
You can probably cross-reference them.
Which is
looking up that lead up and seeing if it's a commercial property, seeing if it's a new construction, an older home, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been doing that the entire time. So all day, like essentially yesterday, I got the list together. I organized it, and I put them within zip codes. And then I pretty much tried to get them, the close ones, so I don't have to drive back and forth across town. So I organized the list, and it took some time. So I did that. And then I started driving the list today, and I started to realize that a lot of these were new construction and remodels and stuff like that. So therefore, what I did is I would actually get to a house that seemed like, okay, somebody has been living here. So I'm going to stick the sticky note. That's cool. And then I'll sit in the car, and then I'll click the next address, copy, paste it, see what it is, cross-reference it like you were saying, and then see exactly what it is. And I've just kind of been Xing them off my list and taking notes by, like I say, all the ones that are actually, I guess, more believable to have just been something that is an actual water shutoff and not just a remodel or a on-market property.
I mean, so say that question one more time. I'm trying to get what the question is for it though.
Essentially, I guess what I'm saying is like I've been doing this for 5 months, and I'm not like wasting my time. I'm actually like actually busting my ass, and I'm actually out here working, doing the stuff, and still no deal. And I don't have very long until, I kind of got to go into another job, which I don't want to do. I'm trying to make this work, and I don't want this time. I know it's not a waste of time. Essentially, I'm trying to get a result, within this month.
Okay. And
this is the 6th month that I'm working on this. This would be number 6.
Got it. Okay. So in total, I want to know, how many reverse drawing for dollars leads have you put out that are new?
Brand new. I've done
last week.
Last week and combined with last week and this week together.
Last 7 days.
Oh, last 7 days. Let me see. 70. Yep.
70. That's it. So you got to pump those numbers up. If you're doing 70, so has it been 280 you've put out in the past month?
As far as the rest of the driving for dollars, reverse driving for dollars notes, yes.
So it's been 280 reverse driving for dollars notes you've sent out.
Yeah, I've done quite a few.
Okay, and how many calls did you get in?
I got in, it was 30% of however many I had. I've been trying to take note of exactly my contact rate. So whatever the number was, it's all on my computer. And I would have to recount through everything and stuff like that. But essentially the percentage is 30-something%.
Okay, and how many of those were interested?
I didn't get the contact rate on that. I did have.
How many leads are in your CRM?
6 leads out of there. In my entire CRM, all the leads that I've.
No, from reverse drawing for dollars. 6.
That would be 484.
Okay. And how many of those have been code violations?
None of them have been yet code violations. So I'm pulling that list, and I'm going to be organizing that tomorrow all day. So therefore, on the weekend, I can just go stick sticky notes. Because like I say,
I'm in Denton.
I'm in Dallas. I live in Plano. I was actually working the Denton area.
Okay, that's what I thought. Did you get it from the city of Denton, the code violations?
No, I have not yet, but that's what I'll be doing tomorrow.
Okay, what about the city of Plano?
City of Plano, it's a really high-end area. I don't know if that's going to make a difference, but I had heard before that you were you need to stay in that. I've got it written down on my board. 275 to 500K range.
Okay, there's still deals there though, man.
Okay.
If you live there, you're right there. You should be doing them.
Right. I'm not opposed to
all the code violations. Anything within pretty much an hour distance, all the cities and counties, go pull it.
Okay.
What county is Plano in?
Collins County.
Have you gone to Collins County code enforcement?
I have not. So that's what I'm saying. I have not yet pulled the code violations, but I've done probates, driving for dollars, and water shutoffs for the cities that gave it to me. So
the cities that don't give it to you, those are the ones you have to work hard on getting. And once you get them, another wholesale is going to get them. That's going to be a very motivated list.
So they were telling me,
code enforcement, all of them, water shutoffs, all of them, fire damage properties, all of them. You just got to keep going down the list and keep marketing. It's all a percentage.
Yeah, you're going through the process. So I understand it's 5 months into it. So you've learned a lot while doing it. But on the driving for dollars, how many are you collecting per week doing that?
70.
Per week?
70.
Okay.
70 is a good amount, but you got to start doing them on code violations also.
Probate's going to be the slow play. It's
yeah.
It just takes time. It takes time. I tell people it takes time. It can take up to a year to get a deal in probate. It's because there's only so many leads you go in it. So if you're pushing how to get a result after 6 months, I know you don't want to hear this. You just got to increase your opportunities. There's no easy way to tell you this. You just have to have as many opportunities as humanly possible.
Let me ask you a question. How many appointments have you gone on this past month?
I've gone on 3 appointments within the last 30 days.
Okay. And what happened with those?
All of those were one person, he had two properties. and it was his sister and him that had owned both of them. So I went on those, and they were just unrealistic on their numbers. And I had another one over in Sanger as well, which was something there really wasn't enough motivation. So that it seemed like they were more what do you call it? They just wanted the price, you know, they wanted more money than what it was worth.
Okay.
So,
And did you give an offer on those?
yeah, I gave an offer on all of them.
Okay. And how did you present that offer? Truthfully.
So, well, pretty much, like I said, I got the number out of the guy. You know, he gives me a number on the properties. Okay, you know, how much would you need to sell these properties for? This is my first appointment. He gives me the numbers on the properties. And then I'm like, okay, you know, that's fine. Well, let me, you know, take some time. I'll get back with my partner. I'll run some numbers, and I'll kind of see where I have to be. And then I asked him again the next time I called him, and he was still saying, yeah, I've got an offer, a hard offer for 130. I'm like, okay, well, that's completely fine. I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to get anywhere near that. You know, and I kind of explained why, and I explained how much we're going to have to put into the property, and there were no numbers that supported his ARV. Well, I didn't tell him ARV, but, you know, the market value. He was thinking the thing was worth 250 and it was worth 190. And he thought it needed 50 grand in work. I thought it needed 80 to 90. It's old 60s house. It needed to be completely remodeled and updated. So anyways, yeah, I gave him my offer on that, and I was down at 40. So
okay. Was
that
this,
was the very first.
This was all virtual?
No, I mean, like, all of this stuff, I've been literally going to these markets, physically getting these lists, driving through every street of all of these cities.
Yes. But when you went over your offers and everything, were they in person or over the phone?
The very first two, those were like over the phone.
The last three.
I was gonna say the very first two were over the phone, but the last one was in person.
Last three.
That was the last three. That was three right there.
The last three were all in person.
There were 3 appointments. I made 2 offers over the phone, which were the very first 2 appointments. And then the very last one, number 3, was in person.
Okay. Did you condition the seller?
As in pretty much getting them to be like, you know, are you ready to make a decision if I come over there?
Yes or no decision? Yes.
Right. Yeah. So I did that.
Okay. So you were 0 for 1 on in-person appointments and then 0 for 2 on virtual. You just got to go on more appointments to make more offers. I would never do any virtual when I can just go to the house. Usually after 3 or 4 appointments, I'd be getting a deal. So I'd be pumping up the numbers, getting more appointments. That's all I can tell you. I would go after the code violations. If trying for dollars isn't working for you, do the code violations.
Okay.
And you should easily call. I mean, you're only getting what? How many conversations off of 30 of 200, 100 conversations? You should be having 50 to 100 conversations almost every week with all those code violations you're getting. If you got Plano, you got Denton, you got all these cities, you can pump them up really hard. You're just gonna have to work hard to get those lists.
Okay, so can we work on like a quick plan for me? And like I say, I do the work. I'm not somebody who's just gonna, oh yeah, let's.
Right, you're doing the work.
Right.
I'm just telling you. You've had 3 at bats. 2 of them weren't good because you gotta go in person. It works.
I win in person. But my final offer was made over the phone
because you didn't condition them.
I don't know. I mean, the way it went, like I said, I went over there.
If you condition somebody, either you go in person, you give an offer, and they say yes or no. That's how they should all happen. If it ends with a maybe, you failed.
Okay. Right. Yeah, and I've been in sales. I understand what a maybe is.
And you got 2 maybes, so those are terrible. Not bad. I'm just saying you don't want those.
Yeah,
so
no,
let's start working on the appointments, getting them locked in, and let's start pumping up the numbers. So code violations. Everything within a 45-minute drive of every city and county. I want you to get the code enforcement list for every code violation with tall grass, structural damage, and mold. Ask every day for 7 days. You should get all of them. or you might get a FOIA if you have to. But
okay, you say tall grass. What was the others? Mold?
Structural damage.
Okay.
And mold or mildew.
Damage. Okay. And then mold and mildew. All right. And then I guess, let me see. I'm trying to figure out what else I needed help with, because like I say, I'm
Have you tried bandit signs out?
What's that?
Have you tried bandit signs?
Bandit signs don't really work in my area. They don't last for a day.
What area?
In really any area, to be completely honest with you. There's so much competition around here. You see one bandit sign, it's gone the next day. I mean, they don't last.
Have you stapled them?
Like way up high or something? No,
Yeah.
I haven't. No.
All right, just eliminate your excuse.
Okay.
They don't last. Staple them. Are you guys picking up my bandit sign? Just made a little stapler. Boop.
And,
they pulling those
sometimes
things down.
you understand. I actually 2 or 3 hours on a bandit sign. It's highly effective. Like in a high traffic area, you have no idea how many people get exposed to that. So I put out bandit signs full well knowing they're going to be picked up in less than 24 hours. I just didn't care. Like I
stapled them. I refuse the narrative of my market is too saturated, I can't put them out. I refuse that narrative. I made it work. That's what you got to do.
Okay, so what's a good game plan for me for the rest? I guess the rest of this month, I'll hit it hard. Like I say, I don't waste time. I do what I gotta do.
Sounds good. Every code enforcement department, I want you to find the code violation list for everyone within 45 minutes of every city and county, and I want you to put 100 bandit signs out.
100 bandit signs. Okay, so yes. I'll have to get some of those.
All in the zip codes that you had appointments on.
And don't complicate them.
33 on each one.
Yeah.
Stop signs, wooden poles, whatever you want.
33 within each zip code
that you went on appointments on.
Okay.
There's 3 appointments. That's enough. That's plenty. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I'll do the work though. I'm not afraid of work.
All right.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys. I guess I'll be on that.
All right.
Okay.
Keep it up.
All right. Thanks.
Oh. Guys, you have to refuse the narrative that you have in your head sometimes. If you have in your head that my market's too saturated, wholesaling doesn't work, cold calling's terrible, this is bad, you have to refuse that narrative in your head. You know, once you stop saying, I don't accept the story in my life, I don't accept the story about this, you find ways around it. I love when someone says, this thing doesn't work, or you can't do it here. Well, I just did it. That's the thing.
You have enough obstacles in this business. Don't create them. Like some of our narrative, we always talk about like our self-talk, but listen, I know he's out doing the work and stuff and he's frustrated with his result, but I don't know, like if I'm in the 4th quarter and I'm on the goal line, I'm going to put everything I got to try to get through that end of the end zone. And I hate the analogy, but like, it's the truth. Like sometimes you just got to do stuff, guys. You have got to create as many human interactions as humanly possible. I can't even tell you in the first 2 years how many people I talked to. Like my wife thought I was absolutely nuts. I didn't get all those deals by accident. I had to talk to thousands, listen to me, thousands of people to do the deals. So if somebody thinks they can talk to 100 people and take down 10 deals, this is not the business for you. I'm just telling you right up the front. It takes hard work. The reward is worth it. But some people take a year or 2 to figure this business out, and some people figure it out in a week. I can't control that because everyone's market's a little bit different. So as you go through the self-explanatory phase of wholesaling is you take the data and what works is you accentuate it, and the stuff that's not working, it's not that you're self-doubting yourself, but when you start looking at hard data, you're like, okay, I got to stop doing this because it's not working. What else can I do to increase my odds?
Exactly.
And that's it. So,
all right, next here we got Juan.
Yo, what up, guys?
What's going on, Juan?
Sorry about that. I had to walk out because I'm at the gym. I was just listening to you guys right now.
Oh, he's at the gym. What are you working on today?
Oh my god.
Doing a push pull.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. What's up? How can I help you out today?
Yeah. So I had a couple of questions. I'll be honest with you. I did do a course with one of the gurus. So
Cool.
I've been kind of stuck, but I've been seeing some traction just kind of going with my experience. So right now I do have one deal, and kind of hard for that one because he didn't want to do the assignment, the purchase agreement. So he wanted to do the it's called a car form. So that's mainly for agents. So that's one thing I'm really stuck on. I don't know if you guys know anything about that.
What state?
California.
Yeah. So the California Association of Realtor contract, the seller?
Yeah. So he basically said that there wasn't enough protection in the purchase agreement, so he wanted to do it that way.
Okay. That works if the price is good enough, right?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good. So far I've been just kind of looking at everything, and I had one of my buddies. He does more like MLS deals, so we're gonna work on it together. But that one's still like up in the air. But the price looks good, everything looks good, and he's like, yeah, dude, it's gonna work out. But that one took me forever to get. It was
okay.
It took me like at least probably 9 months just of work.
Ooh.
So it was kind of crazy. So I was actually looking at your guys' course, which I really, really liked. And I did actually do my research today. And I was actually doing the water shutoff, right, in Los Angeles and Orange County. And I followed it step by step. And the thing that I got was that there was very, very like low data on even the two biggest counties in SoCal. So how do I go
Orange
about
County?
Yeah, and then also Los Angeles.
Because Gavin Newsom is not shutting off the water. If he's not shutting off the water, right?
Well,
so,
what would you suggest? Because I don't want to go through the same struggle of, doing the same, doing the high equity list and then it taking me 9 months to get just one deal.
Oh, this is pretty easy. I mean, you have a shovel and you're trying to dig on a rock, right? Like that's what you're doing. And then you're like, oh, what's the special shovel? You need dynamite. Okay. Like unless you got dynamite, you're not going to do well in Orange County. Okay. You're going to have to go virtual. You're going to have to go to a place where there's sand and then start digging there. Okay. Right. Like that's it. So Orange County's not good. SoCal's not good. Inland Empire is decent. Fresno's okay. Outside of that, you got to go virtual.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I was thinking, because honestly, I did get like a lot of leads, right? So my pipeline was full of leads, but every single lead that came in, all the houses were like pretty like, they were off market, but they can easily go on the market, the way that they were. So I know
I'm not going to tell you to wholesale in SoCal. I would say go virtual. That's my advice.
Okay. Yeah, I've been noticing that. That's why I was like, am I doing something wrong? Like, why is it taking so long?
Yes.
So, okay.
My advice is ARV should be under 250 and the county population should be over 100,000. Do that math. Let's go to Orange County. Nope. Right? ARV is too high.
Even right? Even the smaller cities, they're close to 100,000.
What about Bristol, Tennessee?
I have no idea. I would have to look at
Gary,
it.
Indiana.
Tennessee, that sounds good.
Michigan City.
Awesome.
Yeah, you just
right, like
you got the wrong plan starting out.
Birmingham, Alabama, Jacksonville, right? I have a formula for you.
Yeah.
Look at that formula and then decide if that's a good wholesaling market or not. That's the truth, man.
Okay.
That's what I've seen. The cool part about us is we have the most students out of anyone for wholesaling. We have over 50,000 active students. So I see a lot of people doing deals, and I see a lot of people not doing deals. Right. Where do you think the common denominator I've seen of people doing deals virtually? ARV under 250, population over 100,000.
Don't fight it.
Don't fight it.
No, that makes. Sorry, you were breaking up. Yeah.
No, that's it.
I'm
Like
listening.
I'm not here to make money off of you, so I'm just going to tell you the truth. Okay. I don't care if you don't like that advice or you might not join my program to buy my $1,000. I don't care. That's honestly what's going to work for you. That's going to be my bet. Now you can go find a unicorn deal in Orange County and prove me wrong. Do it. But I'm just telling you, like for 90% of the people out here, that's going to give you a better result.
No, definitely, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, wait, I know there's people that I know that are in the different markets, and they're killing it. And 9 months into it, they're at 10, 11 deals, and I'm like, I'm barely at one. So there's got to be something that's wrong here,
Well, don't be comparing yourself to other people because people are so fake on social media. You have no idea if you're doing 1 deals or 20 or 0.
Right.
So,
right. No, I mean, this is like somebody that I actually know. So that he only works, like he only did certain areas like in Arizona. So I guess they worked for him in that area. But then again, now that I look at it with your guys' numbers, I mean, those areas, they were,
we do JV deals. Deals around the country. Like I got the data, man. I wholesale for real. So I have the data.
No,
so that's
dude,
my advice for you.
It's dope. It's dope. I really appreciate it.
Do it.
And yeah, I'm going to take that advice and I'm going to do it.
Get a dartboard,
man. Well,
get the United States and just test it out. That's all I can tell you. There's so many markets like that.
No, definitely. I'm going to start looking into that and just everything that I already know, just implementing into that. And give me a month, guys, and I'll come back with a deal.
Perfect. Hop on a discovery call and we can talk about your success.
All right.
Okay, get back to lifting.
Awesome.
Have a good one. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, you hop on a discovery call and we'll see if you're right fit for us. Oh, we don't want you in my program right now.
You can wholesale in Orange County, like not a problem. You're going to do amazing there. Just
cough it up.
Pay me, and then you'll do amazing. Oh, you need help? I'm sorry, you probably didn't pick the best county. I didn't tell you that. Oh my God, I've had a nickel for every time I heard that one.
Guys, it drives me crazy. But Aaron,
what is up, Zach? What is up, Rick? How you guys doing?
I'm doing amazing. Man. What is up?
Hey, man, I love the shirts. I like the gym. I like the UFC. I love that, man. I just had I'm actually currently got 2 mobile homes under agreement, and this one's a little because it's a mobile home and they're asking for the title paperwork up front because they're not even looking for the deed. And so my concerns is the attorney reached out to me, told me it's going to be an extra $1,000 for her to handle that. Is there any possible way I can negotiate on that and see if she can work out something else, or what are my steps like? Because I don't understand. I have the information for her.
Okay.
So I just don't understand like why she has to charge.
So back up. Are you getting the land with the mobile home?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have a deed, right? What state are you in?
It's in Georgia.
It's in Georgia.
It's in Georgia.
Okay.
You know, Aaron.
I know, but like, why would an attorney an extra $1,000?
He's in an attorney state.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants $1,000 for the closing, or like specifically for the mobile home? I don't understand.
Yeah, he's saying that with mobile homes that there's a title paperwork and that it's going to charge $1,000 and take a lot more time, which I don't understand because I have the title paperwork for her. So I don't see what fee and what time she's talking about.
Listen. Boy, this is going to be real simple. Just you have the title work for the trailer, right?
Correct. I have the I have everything.
Contact the state of Georgia, if it's the DMV or whoever does, and just tell them, listen, I'm buying a mobile home. What's the process? What are the fees incorporated in it?
But it's the land too.
Well, that's the challenge.
That's the challenge. That's why we need the attorney. Is land. I would say honestly, if it's a legit attorney, you probably have to go through. I'm just being honest. Unless you can go to another.
I would shop it around.
Yeah, you can go to other attorneys that if you know and trust well, and just see what they have to say about it. I don't think that'll hurt you. But I don't think it's worth. If you're making money on it, I don't think it's worth killing the deal.
Yeah, what kind of profit margin do you think you have on it?
Yeah, it's a real tricky one because it's in a rural area, so there's not much transactions, and the profit is very, very low. It's about $2,500, but heck, I mean,
No, I know. So I would just try to shop it around.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems excessive for
for
a mobile
what's
home.
what's the purchase price, the range?
Yeah, so I honestly the trailers were duplicated, so I got it for the land value for 5,000 a lot. So I'm looking at
That's
10
like
grand.
That's like 10% of the whole purchase price.
It's
of the house.
ridiculous. As I said,
That's crazy.
Listen, I just got an attorney bill today. I'm just like, how do you come up with these
I would
fees?
shop it around, Aaron. What about the other deal?
Yeah, dude, that one, oh my gosh, that one is going down the drain, basically, man. What's going on is so there's two heirs that they can't find, right? They've already paid the sheriff to knock on the doors. We're past that stage, and now they're saying that they need the other heirs to sign paperwork, so they're not competing and saying, hey, this isn't fair, but they've already paid the lawyer. Now the people basically want to, like, this is too much stress for them going through this probate process, and so they just basically want to they don't even want to move forward, and they're not answering my calls or anything. So I've spent a lot of time just trying to help people out and act as a lawyer, man. Just stressful.
So is that a mobile home as well?
No, that's just a piece of land.
And it's just a vacant piece of land, or
vacant.
There's not much you can do. Listen, Aaron, you're unfortunately you're going through the trials and tribulations, and I promise you this will serve you down the road. I would just shop the lawyer. I'm like, it's ridiculous because the lawyer is basically your partner with like no risk and no nothing. So it's like, I'm not here to rag on lawyers, but like it's got to be proportionate, right? It's like ridiculous. 1,000.
I would shop it around, and I would not try to destroy the deal over it. But if you're gonna make money, I mean, I'd still do it. You started doing mobile homes from our last live. Is that why?
No. This just came from a list that I've been working on for a while. So it was just from a follow up. But I know you guys know everything about mobile home, and this is obviously my first time even coming across this situation, which is why I'm asking you guys. Well, I appreciate you guys' information and everything that you guys do. I really do. Like, you guys are different than anybody, different than any attorney, any investor there is. You guys
not
just
attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors. My lawyer makes you say that.
Okay.
Close one.
I've called on their title.
Yeah, just shop it around, and then just try to find some deals with like more, meat on the bone. That way, I can't stand when attorneys try to wreck stuff.
Do that or not. That's honestly what I'd say.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Keep it up, Aaron.
You're getting there. Just keep doing what you're doing. Remember, the deals choose you. You don't choose them. And so sometimes you're going to get skinny ones. You're going to get fat ones. You do have the decision to decide if a deal is worth working on. Yeah. Like sometimes a vacant land with a lot of heirs and like a probate, it can get messy quick, and you got to kind of weigh your time. But don't go so far extreme. There's a lot of wholesalers are like, oh, I'm not gonna lift a finger to do it unless they have a home run on the phone call. Wholesaling doesn't work that way. Right. We just look for signs of motivation and we work through the process. Now, if you find out you're wasting your time, sometimes you just pull the plug and just, call me back if you guys decide to get some sanity in your brain. And we do that all the time, but sometimes it's okay to pull a plug on a deal that's not working out.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. That's what it's looking like. That's what it's coming down
to. Like, you don't want to lose sleep. So try to save that one, get some money, and just move on to another one, because they all shouldn't be that hard. If they're all that hard, you're doing something wrong. But I think you're on the right path.
Yeah, I don't know, man. All right, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Okay, get it.
I appreciate it. Oh, all right. Next here we got Martin.
Is Martin there? Martin, you there?
Martin.
You got to unmute.
Mac.
Come back.
Yeah. You hear me?
I heard Mac.
Mac? There we go.
There we are.
He's muted. I can't hear him, but he'll get it fixed. All right, Mac, I'm going to kick you out and just come back in. That usually fixes it. All right, we're going to do that real quick. All right, make sure you got the link. I'm going to kick you out. I'm going to put him right back in. All right, what is the Sopranos? Right when they leave, they come pulling back.
Right when they leave, yeah, they suck you back in.
Suck you back in. I miss that show. Oh my Lord! All right, he's coming back in on here. So while we're waiting for him,
just take one more, and we'll take him next. Lucas, you there?
Yes, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
You're good. All right. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. So yeah, I've been studying wholesale for about 2 months now. I made some cold calls. I've been pulling lists on PropStream, but I do have some questions. So, like an example, I had this person I was negotiating. They're asking for about 125, and I've got them down to 110. So I was like, okay, cool. But then I was like, okay, so when I go find a buyer, how do I present that property to the buyer without them like basically like taking the deal? Once they know the address, they can go on my back and go talk. Like, how do you guys approach that?
This is really easy.
Okay.
It's trust,
Okay.
but it's also a mutual understanding.
Okay.
That if you bring it if you have a cash buyer and they have a proof of funds, right? They actually can show they actually done it. They've bought from wholesalers before. They're okay with you taking the assignment fee,
Okay.
And they know if they give you the property address that you have it locked up.
Okay.
And this is your deal. It's honestly, you got to trust. Like, unfortunately, you have to give them the address. If they follow all those things, they're okay with you. They're okay with doing a non-refundable earnest money deposit. It's very, very low chance they're going to steal the deal from you.
Okay.
Now, if you miss any of those things, there's a high chance they're going to steal the deal from you.
For sure.
It's a very risky thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's the point, like if I go to somebody I trust and I give them maybe my wiring or routing information and it's someone I know and trust in a financial thing, very, very good. But if it's a random person I don't know, very high chance you're going to steal all my money. So that's one thing you have to just understand, that you have to ask the right questions, and there's got to be some level of trust. If this is somebody that's bought multiple deals before, usually they're not going to do it. Like, it's very low. And if you have the deal locked up, you have protections in place already for you.
Yeah.
If you have at least $100 earnest money deposit, if it's already with a title company, it's very hard for them to steal the deal from you. So you have to have your ducks in a row. Okay. But the reason why I tell everyone to put their ducks in a row is so it's very hard for them to steal the deal from you.
Okay, got it. So just for me to make sure, because I haven't locked in my first deal yet, so I haven't figured out how the roller coaster works. So once I find the deal, I get the assignment contract with the seller, and then I need to find
purchase and sale.
What is it?
Purchase and sale.
Purchase and sale, yes. And then I have to bring that to a title company, and then I find a cash buyer.
What state are you in, Lucas?
I'm in San Diego. I'm gonna do in my area, but I'm also gonna try to do on the other coast as well, virtually.
Okay, what state?
I was planning on North Carolina, Tennessee, Arkansas, and maybe Arizona since I'm close by. And then once I get some funds, I do want to do some buying and holding and renting. That's when I already have some money. That's when I scale later on. But I need to start first.
Okay. Just trying to get a mental image of it. All right.
100%.
Title company, yes.
And then, so when I find the title company and I find the buyer, do I bring them both together at the same time, or do I have to bring to the title company first and then the buyer? Well, how is the order over there?
All you have to do is bring the title to the contract to the title company.
Before I bring the buyer, right? So they can see it all, and then I bring the buyer.
Yes.
And I tell them to wait to work on it until we find the buyer, but at least they already have it.
Correct. With your $100 earnest money deposit.
And
so guess what happens when you send the contract to the cash buyer and they try to close it?
Okay.
Wait a second. Who's buying this house? Well, Lucas had this on the 10th. He sent it to me on the 10th. There was a paper trail. He put here. He has $100 in escrow, ready? And then Mr. Cash Buyer has it on the 17th. Who do you think is going to win this? The person that has it on the 10th.
For sure.
So you're good.
I see. Makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Well, I think I already have some good idea of resources, where to get a list and all that. I just have to get to work. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Lucas, you need to get to work started. You got to start marketing Monday.
Marketing? Well, I'm marketing right now. I'm ready.
Oh, good. Good. Monday. Today's Thursday.
Well, I thought you were still researching.
Perfect. No, yeah, so like, good. So what? Okay, so like an example, right? Since I'm in San Diego and I know it's very a lot of people here on the way, but I still think there's a lot of potential here. Don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna do the 50-50 on the virtual. But I
He's
do
listening to us. I love this.
Yeah.
yes, of course. And I do believe doing virtually is going to be a little bit easier on the way for me because I want to do buying and holding in the future. And I know that the other coast is a lot cheaper than San Diego.
Let's
Las
make
Vegas
some
is
money
really
first,
low.
Lucas.
What is it?
Let's get to 100K first, and then we can start getting a little
Yes.
crazy with that.
100%. 100%.
All right.
All right, cool. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Keep it up,
Okay.
Lucas.
See you, bud.
Thank you.
So Lucas can hear this too. The reason why I don't want to get ahead of yourself, how do you hit a big goal, right? I want to have a $10 million net. I want to have $1 million net worth, get 100K net worth.
Yeah.
If you focus on that 100K net worth first, the million is just way easier.
I agree.
So if you want to start buying and holding millions of dollars, let's make 100K in wholesaling first. That's an easier target to get to. It makes it so much easier. It's
just
learn
how start out with a number, and then you double that number and just kind of keep moving forward.
All right, we got Mac. All right, mute. I can hear you. It's very faint. All right, hold on. I can make them louder, I think. Can you hear me? All right, try this. Hello. Yeah. Okay, we're good. You might have to speak loud because I can barely. Oh,
grab the other remote.
No,
no, it's his thing. But
Yeah,
we'll fix it. Just speak loud.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to get your guys' advice. So I have this property on the contract in Kentucky, and I'm having issues finding a cash buyer for it.
Okay, what's the county's population?
I'm not too entirely sure on that, to be honest.
Well, look it up while you're talking to me.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I listed on Facebook, called a few for rents on Zillow, and haven't been able to get a cash buyer on it. It says $618,000.
Okay, you should be fine. What city?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Bro. Louisville. Come on. That's a good mark. All right. I know about 4 Louisville people right now that can get that deal sold. So we're good. Perfect. All right. This is a good problem to have. I thought you were like in the.
It's because I got it for too much, and because it needs a lot of repairs. It's one of those zombie properties, like really beat down, like squatter and stuff. But I had someone else run comps on it too, and they got like around the ARV that I got. So
you're gonna have one or two problems with it. Either you paid too much for it, or you're not doing enough marketing activity.
Yeah,
so
either
it's one of the two.
Yeah,
I guarantee
you haven't talked to enough cash buyers, or you have it locked up for too high.
Or it could be a combo of both.
What has the cash buyers told you when you presented the deal to them? Did they give you feedback on why they didn't buy it right now?
So I've spoken to like 3, and I had
put those numbers up.
Huh?
Those are rookie numbers. we got to be at 15, 20.
It's like a famous movie quote.
It is. You need to talk to 20 cash buyers, man.
Talk to a lot more.
Let's go to Facebook. Talk to him. I'm gonna
you have to, because you need to get data as fast as possible. 3 is not enough to go, okay, I paid too much for it. Dude, cash buyers are brutally honest. Like, they'll just say, I'm not paying that. You're crazy. Honestly, when 2 people tell it to you, there's smoke. If 10 people tell you, it's fire, and you paid too much for it. So go ahead and get the data. It's not going to cost you anything. With a population of 618,000, you should have no issues finding enough people to do that. Because you got to find out as soon as possible if you need to renegotiate the deal. The good news is, because the property is such a piece of junk, renegotiating is not going to be the craziest thing you've ever done.
So let me have a question for Mac right here.
Yeah.
Mac, have you been in this group before, the Louisville, Kentucky Real Estate Investing Club?
I joined the Facebook group. I don't think it's that one.
Okay, well, join this one, okay? Let's do a journey together here.
We should get an advertising contract from them.
Honestly, like really. I need investor-friendly agents. I would start talking to these people. Let's see. Let's just keep looking here. Who here buys multifamily? That's a good cash buyer needed. We have 12 comments for cash buyers. Damian Hayes looks like a cash buyer, potentially. He wants information. Trevor looks like a cash buyer. Chris Taylor. I would DM these people right now. Let me just keep looking here. No cash buyers.
How long have you had it under contract for?
This is the third day now.
Okay, well.
All right, so this was 10 comments on.
Actually, the fourth day. I took a day to. It was virtually wholesaling, so I had to find someone to go in there and take pictures.
So look, we have David Espinoza looks like one. I would message him right now.
All right.
All right.
I'm also wondering if you guys have any free time or anyone.
Look, Stacy. Email Stacy right now.
Run comps on his too. If my numbers are off.
Dude, you talk to the cash buyers first. They will give you the information.
Yeah, and Mac, I can run comps.
Because I'm not buying the house.
I'm going to come up with the exact same numbers you are.
You see Stacy's email right here? Go email Stacy.
All right.
Look at all this.
Yeah, remember, comps are just a range. I can't change them for you. Right. Now, people can handpick comps. So you go, oh, I'm going to pick the high ones, ignore the low ones. You already know what the range is. The problem is you have one of those properties that the cash buyer is going to determine what they think it's going to take to bring up the par. And they're not, you can never nail them like perfectly. Because
you need to go right now and post.
Yeah, but you just got to be like, get crazy activity. And after 7 days, if the consensus is you overpaid, don't even wait to talk to me and Zach. Just go back and go, listen, I've looked through your property with a contractor and stuff.
You know what, Matt?
It's just a lot worse than what I thought it was.
Yeah.
And just listen to reaction. Is it a guy or a girl you're dealing with?
Guy.
Yeah. And just say, listen, just, it's going to take a lot more to do what I need to do.
Well, he doesn't even know. He hasn't talked to enough buyers.
Talk to the buyers first and get a consensus. And then from there.
So Mac, I want you to post in that group. It's in the private chat. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Join it right now as we speak. Okay. And I want you to post something. I have a deal. I have an assignment deal. I have a hot property under contract for under discount price. Because if you think it is, then post it on there in the blank zip code. Who's looking to buy ? You probably get 12 comments. Then go through all the cash buyers you can see in that group. I want you to DM 30 tonight. And then I want you to get 20 cold emails out tonight also. And then I want you to call. I want you to do 20 DMs a day for the next 7 days. I guarantee with 150 cash buyers you're talking to, you're going to get advice on that deal. And if 150 cash buyers tell you that it's too high, it's too high.
Yeah.
Okay. When 3 says something,
they could just be working you.
150, there's no excuse.
You could have a smoking deal or you could have a bad deal. So
Mac, Facebook groups, we've been saying it forever.
Yeah.
Take the action and then get back to us.
Just get more data and then you can make a decision. Don't make a decision based on 3 people. It's not going to be good.
Get to work.
Right. Thank you guys.
Fill it up, man. Just go crazy.
You got this.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, have a good one. Guys, it comes down to getting the work. You know, these Facebook groups, there's buyers everywhere. Right?
Yeah, you got to listen. If you have to talk to so many people in this business. If you think 200's a lot, it's not. You need to get to like 800. Like think 10x whatever you're thinking, because that's what it takes. Because remember, you guys are going from 0 and you're trying to get to 100 miles an hour, and you got to build momentum with leads. So you have to put in the groundwork and the discipline and get consistent with it. And the idea is, how many people did I talk to today?
That's it.
And just try to get a little bit better each day. And it works with buyers and sellers. There's no shortcut. You can't fake this business. You actually have to do it. So it's very achievable.
That's it, guys. So if you got any value from this video, do me a big favor, smash the like button and subscribe. Go out here, take action today. I promise you, you will get the results, and let's get it. We got a fun one with you tomorrow. So that'd be exciting. So guys, check it out, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then I'll see you next Sunday. And then you'll be on live Monday. And I promise you, we got something special next week. So it'll be kind of fun. Also, check it out, guys. We have our Flip Alert YouTube channel. Check that out. Check out the Zach Ginn YouTube channel. And then check out the Rick Ginn YouTube channel.
It's interesting.
The Zach Ginn channel on Monday, we'll be posting our first vlog. So that'll be fun. That'll be interesting.
Mhm.
And then work on Rick Ginn vlogs. So we're doing some more exclusive content on those channels.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Flip with Rick's always got some fun, crazy stuff going on it. And then check out Wholesaling Houses for real. Check out all the YouTube channels. We're exploding the game. We're here to teach you everything for free. Go to freewholesaling.com and we'll see you soon. Have a blessed one.
See you guys.
Oh.